Oklahoma City team. Now, I think that question still remains.
Well, Ed, they're still one of the most talented teams in the league, but I'm going to go ahead and say this. They are the biggest disappointment in the NBA. When you bring on a guy like Paul George, all-star, you combine him with Russell Westbrook, one of the top PGs in the league, and Carmelo Anthony, who's a Hall of Famer. There's no way that with that talent, they're more talented than Portland, they're more talented than San Antonio, New Orleans. There's no way that that team can finish one game worse than what they finished the year prior in the 2016-2017 season.
And remember, Russell Westbrook, back-to-back years averaging a triple-double. It hasn't necessarily paid off in terms of wins. Gordon, tough matchup against George. From the outside, no good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
And Paul George, not sure why they left him that wide open. Takes advantage.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose the dagger with the three.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
Oh, he should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
James Harden trying to cash in on the three-point play. A career 85% free throw shooter. Free throw up and good. Gives him a 2-point lead. Westbrook across the timeline. Looking to make something happen. Paul George, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Rockets in control of the basketball. Harden matched up with Ferguson. Nothing going here on that drive. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
It just seems like one of three things happen every time James Harden has the ball. Either he scores, he gets fouled, or he kicks it out to someone for a three. Pick your poison.
Clint Capella snatching it out of the air.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Steven Adams with the slam.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds the inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
Steven Adams sends it away.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Strong finish for Paul George.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Rockets have the ball to Paul. Here comes the screen. Going to launch beyond the arc. Tough shot. Well defended. Gets a look. Can't hit. Paul into the front court. They trail by 2. Ooh, Chris Paul. Missed his first. That one goes.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
George, defended by Eric Gordon. Nothing going here on that drive. No good. Paul with it up top. He'll run the offense. Oh, had him going there for a second. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
Paul George. He's now 4 for 6. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Harden. Short jumper won't go down. And throws it down.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next-level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Harden. His first effort off the mark. Ferguson over to the right side. George, he made his first effort, but not that time. Harden in possession, down just a couple. To P.J. Tucker. Doesn't have the touch, no good. Russell Westbrook picked up by Paul. A pass taken away by the Rockets. Ooh, crisp ball. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point basketball game. Time for some new personnel into the game. Harden matched up with Ferguson. Rockets with 4 to shoot. It's Harden. James Harden, 4 out of 7.
That was a tough shot. The guy was in your pocket. He even contested the shot. Everything was going according to plan until then.
And he's fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number 1, to see if they'll get caught. And number 2, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
And he connects on the first free throw. And he makes them both. It's in the hands of Harden. Probing the defense. James Harden. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Clint Capella with a piece.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
To Capella. Harden. To P.J. Tucker for 3. Always has a chance for Tucker, but not that time.
Hey, check up. Let's go.
Count the basket inside.
I 100% guarantee you that was not the play call, but a bucket is a bucket.
It's James Harden once again.
Here we go. I got ball.
Sizing up the defense. James Harden knocks it down from mid-range.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
George to Schroeder. And he scores. Euro step into the rim, Jay.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Harden with it up top. Down 2. To Paul. Goes to the left side. Iman Shumpert against George. Oh, he had him there for a second. To Harden. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. Shot for James Harden. Won't go. Paul George, 4-2, and buries it. Jay, they'll take that any day.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
You've got to get that one to go. Schroeder matched up with Paul. Clint Capella rejects it. That's his third block this evening.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Harden, that's off the side of the rim, short. Here's Schroeder with it. Leads 4 to George. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down. Now a whistle, and we're going to get a timeout from OKC as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point ball game.
Consider no luxury box for your next group event. Availability is limited, so you must act now. Visit our team website for more details.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Schroeder. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
The element of surprise on multiple fronts there. Well played.
Now it's Harden, controlling the offense. Probing the defense. Short jumper misses. To Schroeder. Gets it in the left corner. Short jumper off the mark.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Paul, he was all over him.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Harden with the basketball, trailing by 4. Nothing going here on that drive. Harden. Now that's a contest. It's good. That's the guy you want to leave open.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Not getting the bounce. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Counting down towards a minute to play here in a very tight opening quarter. Oh, big finish at the rim. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
James Harden. He's at 50%. Solid.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
George can't connect.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
Markieff Morris swats it.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Felton picked up by Paul. Missed it. How'd that not go down? Harden into the front court. Now down 6. End-to-end on that one. 94 feet for the basket.
So you're just going to let him go coast to coast like that?
Kenneth Faried tips it.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Number 9, Jeremy Grant. Into the game for the Houston Rockets, number 25, Austin Rivers.
Oh, bad pass as the Rockets come away with it. They'll let one fly from half court. After one, it's the visiting Thunder with the early lead. Jay and I back with more after this. You're watching the NBA on EA Sports. Second quarter set to start. Neither team set the tone to start this one. Jay, do you expect that to change?
Well, both teams had their rhythm. They established the tempo that they wanted to play at. But ultimately, something has to give. Some team has to draw a line in the sand.
Paul George to the outside. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Paul sizing up Jeremy Grant. To Rivers. Fires the three. Defense was ready. Tough shot for Austin Rivers. From long range. Still hasn't hit from deep in the first half. No good. Ferguson. And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
I say this a lot, and it's only because coaches harp on it all the time. Read the scouting report. Know who you can and should send to the line. This is a case of knowing the shooter probably had a better chance of hitting a jumper than he does of hitting the free throws.
Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. And the Thunder with the rebound. George. Driving right to the basket. Straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Austin Rivers to P.J. Tucker. That's usually one that he'll knock down.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
And Paul George good on the quick release there.
I know the refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
Paul to Fareed. Layup goes down. Well done.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Thunder with the basketball. George matched up with Gerald Green. Nothing going here on that drive. Surveys the floor. Paul George. The Thunder down to 4 in the shot clock. Kenneth Fareed. Huge block.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Number 0, Russell
Westbrook. Wide open look, won't go.
This game is all about the small victories, though. The execution on that play was on point. You keep executing like that, those shots are going in eventually.
And he stays cold from deep as he misses another one. It's no good. To Adams. Steven Adams with the slam.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ballgame.
Austin Rivers to Gerald Green. Oh, had him going there for a second. Gerald Green here against Ferguson. Has a look. Gets a look. Can't hit. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Nothing going here on that drive. Jumper's good.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Rivers to bring it into the front court. Down a dozen. To Gerald Green. Here's a chance from long range. Tough shot for Gerald Green. Off the mark.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Stuffs it down with authority. The inner beast of Westbrook. Sheer determination.
I don't think anybody got the license plate on that hit and run. And there is no one, I repeat, no one in the game of basketball with the first step in the explosion of Russell Westbrook.
Mike D'Antoni changing up his lineup.
Substitutions, Houston.
Gordon against Adams. Fareed. To Harden. Rockets with 4 to shoot. He takes it right at them and scores. You have to fill in there. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
And now Houston has the basketball. Now pass taken away by the Thunder.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
It's Westbrook. It's Fareed with the rebound. To Capella. Clint Capella. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Deep left corner to Adams. George. Shot won't go. Harden in possession. Down 12. Nothing going here on that drive. Jeremy Grant with the block. Paul George pins it.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Russ at the controls to Paul George. Clint Capella sends it away. Fourth this contest. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor.
Chris Paul. Subbing in for
PG lets it fly. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Harden in possession. They find themselves down 10. Ooh, Chris Paul. 3 for 6 now. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
Paul George to Schroeder. Down to 5 on the 24. Ferguson to Schroeder. And a putback slam.
And I got a chance to hear a lot of the conversation at the bench. And one of the things they called out was owning the backboards. Looks like the message is really getting through.
Paul here against Jeremy Grant. Nice pass to set things up.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Oklahoma City ball. Clint Capella able to recover with the block. Ooh, 5 now.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Schroeder with the basketball. His team on top by 8. Oh, Dennis Schroeder. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
I'm sorry, his name is not John Wall or Russell Westbrook. So why is he getting a free pass down the entire length of the floor?
The assist from number 13, James Harden.
George, nice pass to set things up. Count the bucket for 2.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Paul to Harden. To Capella. Shot clock winding down. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
And it's never a great thing when you're talking to yourself the entire next possession about the shot you just missed. Now you know you're in that player's head mentally.
It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Here's Harden with the rock. To Paul. Strong finish for Paul George. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Harden buries it on the catch and shoot.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
George matched up with Paul. Shot from the lane won't go. Harden with it up top. He'll run the offense. To Paul. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. To Capella. Gets a shot up off the mark. Cashes in for 2.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Short jumper won't fall.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Slams it down.
Like my old coach used to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's way too easy. Just keep attacking. It's easy money.
Harden with the basketball. Down a bundle. Fires the 3. He engulfed him that time. Emphatic slam.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
The drive, right to the basket. In a flash, scores at the rim.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time.